Welcome, y'all. We are here for Ashley's Heart Song. This is the place where we get out of stress and we get back into the body, life, and business. This is the Three Brains approach to restoring the energy and vitality that you've lost from stress and doing your life. And now we're getting it back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Ashley Torian, your host, and I love today's topic. Today's topic is all about awareness, but what I'm going to do is give you 3 steps where you can instantly expand the time of your day, the time of your moment. And, we find all of that just very simply, right? When I give you these steps, you're going to go, wow, that's such a simple process. But is it? We have this beautiful body and mind, the body-mind complex, that does things a certain way out of habits, out of patterns. And so the very first step that I'll share with you here in a little while is all about stopping that, right? Interrupting that pattern flow. But right now I would love to start with a quote from, let's see, it's a quote from Thich Nhat. I love saying this, Thich Nhat Hanh. And this quote is, when we are mindful, deeply in touch with the present moment, our understanding of what is going on deepens. And then we begin to be filled with acceptance, joy, peace, and love. That understanding deepens when we are inside of a moment, and that understanding of that moment deepens. We just expanded our time. And when we have been inside that moment, we have just expanded our capacity for love, joy, peace, and acceptance. When we think of our lives and all of the things that we allow to bring stress into our lives, it's very interesting to be able to pause and look at, wait a minute, you mean if I just get inside of a moment, I can expand the time I'm in and therefore have more done inside that moment so that I am free to live a life that's filled with love, joy, acceptance, and peace? Holy mackerel, right? It's like the jackpot. But like I said before, we have this incredible body-mind complex that loves to throw those little curveballs to us and gets us questioning, oh, wait a minute, no, I don't have time to stop because I've got all this to do. So before we get rolling any further, since we're on the body-mind complex, let's check the vitality score for this week. Let's see how it is in comparison to the last couple of weeks. Are you getting more in tune to the vitality of your body? Are you able to work through some patterns that are showing up? This vitality score will reveal that for you. So let's just take a moment. And let's do the physical body first. You're going to put your physical body on a scale from 1 to 10. And how much energy do you have in your body to get everything done that you would love to get done in your day? So the physical body is what you're tracking, is what you can get accomplished in your day physically. If you get up to 2 o'clock and you think, oh, wow, I need a nap, then the vitality of your body isn't bringing you all of the energy you need up until the time you go to bed. So we want to look at that score so that we can see if there's something that you can do physically to elevate that. And hopefully through this show, you'll be finding those ways. All right, now move on to the emotional body. So inside the emotional body, how is your happiness score, right? For emotions, you can look at it as a happiness score. Are you happy most of the time during the day, or do you find you've got some moods that are creeping in? Do you get a little edgy sometimes? What's happening with that? So that is your emotional body. So give your emotional body that score. Then we're going to move down to the mental body. All right, you got a lot of mental traffic going on. A lot of mental experience replays is what I call it. Or do you find that fear thoughts are coming into your head a lot and you've got to combat those? What's happening inside your mind, your mental self? What is that score? And then the last one, your spiritual body. Where are you on your spiritual track? Are you tuning in? Are you getting into alignment? Are you pausing? What's happening with your spiritual body? Now add those scores up. The highest score you have is 40. And on that scale of 1 to 40, where are you rating? And how is that in comparison to the past weeks that you've done? We don't judge when we see this score. Maybe this week is more challenging. Maybe last week or the week before was more challenging. And now you're all of a sudden having some really, really good weeks and your vitality score is going up. Note what's happening within you emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually that's helping you to elevate that vitality score, and repeat that often. Right? We don't repeat the muck often. We want to get out of that muck puddle and repeat all the goodness often. So what is stealing your energy and vitality? What is stealing it? This topic around awareness that I'm bringing to you today is one of my favorites, because I lived inside of a whirlwind of anxiety for years. I was the worrywart. And it was all inside my head. How many of you feel like you live inside your head all the time? And when we live inside our head all the time, we get on that fast track of the external world. And I speak to the external world, meaning you have your internal world, which can be kind of busy sometimes. And then we have our external world that is on the BUSY side. Let's face it, it's very fast paced. It's very go, 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 go. And we get caught up in that fast pace. It's almost like it's contagious. Do you ever feel that way too? That you were in a really easygoing mood and then all of a sudden you got out into the world and went, whoa, now I feel like I'm Mach 10 with my hair on fire. That can easily happen when we are in that space of allowing what is outside of us to impact our body, to impact our mind, to impact our emotional center, knocks us off course. And that is all because we have not prepared ourselves by living inside the moment. When I was in that anxiety world and worrywart syndrome, I found that I was short on time. My schedule was always, I'm going to use the word right now just to be able to explain the situation, busy. I had 2 small children and I was terrified all the time. So you add fear in with a busy schedule with 2 young kids and the belief around busy and the belief that I didn't have any time. Do you think that there was any moments for awareness? There wasn't. To be inside the moment, to slow down, I'd go, slow down what? If I slow down, the monkey's going to jump on my back and then I'll never get rid of it. I am not slowing down. I don't want that monkey to get on my back. And you may feel the same way. Maybe something in your life is keeping you all up in your head with thoughts of fear, thoughts of not enough, thoughts of never enough time. Maybe you just feel a grip in your chest from experiences that are happening. So I want you just to pause for a moment right now. And I just want you to check in. So close your eyes and just check in. Does your body, and you got to be honest here, is your body feeling completely at ease? Or do you feel like you're on the edge of your seat? Which I love that you'd be on the edge of your seat. That means you're going, what's she going to say next? However, is it the edge of your seat where you're thinking, okay, I'm going to watch this because I know it's good for me. And then I'm going to get off and I've got to do this, 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 and this. If that is your emotional center right now, what is the next thing? What is the next thing? Your mental center. Okay, after this, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Then you're on the edge of your seat in not a beneficial way. And being on the edge of your seat in that way is creating destruction inside your physical body. When we live inside the moment, we don't have the destruction. But when we are thinking everything we've got to do and we got to get done, and we're living outside the moment, that is when blood pressure increases, heart rate increases, increased muscle tension. Maybe you get muscle or tension headaches a lot. Blood sugar can rise. All of these physiological experiences are impacted by the way you're living inside your moment right now. So are you at ease? Or are you on the edge of your seat looking for the fast forward button, or thinking, okay, I got to get this done so I can get to this and I can get to that? When we live inside that world, we have increased dis-ease in our physical body. So that's what's stealing your energy. That's what's stealing your vitality, is not living inside this moment. And maybe you are living inside this moment. Do you feel a grip? Do you feel tension anywhere? If you do, just surrender it and let it go. Release and let it go. Many studies have shown that when we are in meditation, mindfulness practice, awareness practice on a continual basis, that it lowers blood pressure, it lowers heart rate. You have improved sleep habits and sleep patterns. There's increased clarity of thinking. And y'all get this, studies are even showing that it will help to improve diabetic symptoms. Wow. I mean, that's really huge. So our blood sugar is impacted by meditation. Now, how does that happen? Well, it's because cortisol and insulin aren't being secreted anytime you get under stress. So we can help normalize our blood sugar. So that's really great news for us, that, okay, I've been living in the fast world, I can shift and I can live in your world, right? The pace that you want to set. I always call it, it's Ashley's pace. It's Ashley's world. That's what I'm living in. I'm going to live in my world, my pace. And yes, do things ever knock me off? Of course. I'm a human being and I have that mind just like you do, that is geared towards the fight or flight, geared towards fear. But when we know what to do to work with it, we don't have to stay in it very long and we can get ourselves right back out of it. So what are these 3 things that you can do right now that will help you get back on track, help you shift to where you're operating in your world in the pace that you would love your world to be? Because inside that world, you're going to get more done in less time, have increased clarity of thinking, improved blood pressure, improved heart rate, improved breath rate. When we're under stress, we breathe faster and we're shallow. When we're relaxed, we have long, slow, smooth, deep, and even breathing. Beautiful. So our body and the health of our body becomes healthier and more vitality within it. So the first thing that we want to do, step number 1, are you ready? Is stop. Just stop. Now, to a person that has been going Mach 10 with her hair on fire, to stop feels very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. You may feel like when you stop, like, oh my gosh, it's almost like you're a deer in headlights. What do? I've stopped. I don't know what to do. I'm scared. What happens right here when I'm stopped, when nothing happens? Well, the follow-up, so at step 1A, is to just pause in that stop for a moment and feel whatever your body's feeling. Just feel it and let it go. We feel it and we just let it go. The grip in the pause. That pause is so powerful. So we stop and we're frozen, deer in headlights. What do I do now? And you feel a grip in your body. That second part of step 1, the pause, is so powerful, because inside that pause, You get to read what's happening physiologically within your body. And if you've never been body aware, this is going to put you right inside body awareness. So you can become more affluent to your body's language, because your body has a language and it's been talking to you for a really long time in that fast-paced world. And it's been trying to get you to slow down, but you haven't heard it because you're Mach 10 with your hair on fire. And in that, there's a lot of noise. But now that you're in the pause state, you can now hear and become more in tune with what the body's trying to tell you. So take that pause and stretch it into 7 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds, 10 seconds, however long you want. But don't let the mind go run amok inside the fast-paced world. You want the mind to be in your body and going, okay, what is it I'm feeling right here? This is interesting. And you're just tuning in. Then step number 2, breath. You take this beautiful, as much as you can, while you're in a grip still, breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth loudly. Y'all, that loud exhale shouts to the world and to your brain, we're shifting. We're going to shift from sympathetic stress response, which is the fight or flight. We're shifting from that into the parasympathetic state, which is relaxed. It's rest and digest. The loud exhale sends a shout out. This is what I'm doing. So get very efficient. Breathing in. And if you have to do it a couple of times, do it a couple of times. And so you're inside the pause and you're inside the breath. You did the loud exhale to tell the brain, send the brain a message, and be there, right? Be with it. Let the brain catch up. Then bring your attention inside the body and allow your breath pump to begin. So you've been consciously breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. You can do it how many ever times you would love. Then you go into just nasal breathing and be tuned in to the body. Doing nothing else, just tune in and be inside that moment. Notice you're going to jump into sensorial resilience and you're going to notice, what am I hearing right now? Right? You've got the belly pump going, so you're probably hearing your breath. What's in your surroundings? What do you hear? What do you see? If you want to do it with your eyes open, what do you see? Or if you want to do it with your eyes closed, what do you see? Sixth sense wise. What do you feel against your skin? Be present in the moment. That moment where you're tuning in is going to be the biggest challenge. When we shift from that sympathetic stress response, go, 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 fight or flight, and we are shifting into the rest and digest mode, parasympathetic, it can be uncomfortable. And so when you're tuning in to the inside of your body and you are listening and seeing and feeling all that's around you, that is going to be a challenge. Let's just say you're going to be building some muscles when you do this. And those are great muscles to be building. The more awareness muscle we can have, the stronger we are at doing that, the greater our vitality score is. So how can you work that in your everyday? What does that look like? So you are doing laundry, and all that's in your head is, okay, I've got to get this laundry done. I've got to shift the loads out. I've got to fold those, take them to the appropriate bedrooms. And then I need to, right? You see your brain doing the checklist. You pause, you stop and get into that pause, the grip, breathe. Breathe in through the nose, loud exhale as many times as you need to get that brain shifted. And then just be with your breath and tune into your body. And notice that fast rhythm. And then notice how the rhythm slows. And then notice how you're inside the moment. And when you're inside the moment, your time just expanded. So then open your eyes and go and finish your laundry chores. And then the next and the next and the next. Being in that state of presence, noticing what it feels like to grab the clothes out of the dryer. They're hot, they're warm. You walk them over to wherever you fold the clothes and you set them down and you fold the clothes, and you do it with intention and awareness and presence. And be there, be present. Then when you go to do your work, your daily work, you're in that mode of operation of presence. And when you're present in your office, time will expand and you will get more done than you ever thought possible. That's the way we get more done in less time. We get into presence, we shift into that, and we become who we're supposed to be inside that moment. If we were all inside stress and trying to be inside that moment, we wouldn't be authentically us. But when we let go of that stress and we get into the moment, that's the place where we can be ourselves, be who we really are. And that's a person that's living inside the present with all the sacred metabolizers: love, courage, commitment, compassion, faith, forgiveness, surrender, truth, gratitude, joy, peace. Yeah. Beautiful. All right, so what are other places where we can have this mindfulness? So I'm going to give you a list of things that you can set up into your day so that you can not just stop and pause and do the breath and tune in, but you can do it inside other activities that will bring more power to this. So one is barefoot walking. I love, love, love barefoot walking. It is my favorite mindfulness activity. Bare your feet, put them in the earth, and just walk around very slowly, mindfully, being present. So you could do that, those first 3 steps of stopping and getting that pause set in, bringing in the breath, tuning in while you're breathing with the belly pump, and then step out onto the earth and just walk in mindfulness. So much fun. A walking meditation. So if you can't do the walking barefoot, maybe your environment does not allow for that, then do a walking meditation when you're outside on your street, when you go on a walking trail. And a walking meditation is where you're just very present and you're noticing everything. So the breath is slow, your pace is slow. It's not a workout walk. It is slow and your awareness beacon is on. You can also just go out to nature and just sit or stand in nature and watch it unfold before you. That's another beautiful way to get into awareness. You can do these practices for 10, 15 minutes, and you will have added hours onto your day because you slowed yourself down before you ever started. Before you ever dove into the to-do list at your desk, you start with that and get into that mode of operation. Oh my goodness. You will get so much done, so much done. Your brain's not crowded with everything that you think you've got to do. You will be getting done what needs to be done that day. Another beautiful moment of stillness that you can incorporate, of awareness you can incorporate, is once you've hit that tune in, the 3rd step, loving and accepting yourself in that moment. And how do we do that? You know, you can give yourself one of those self hugs. You can say what you love about you, What do I love about myself? What do I accept about myself? There are things that, little nuances to all of our personalities. So what is it that we accept? What do you accept about yourself? What are you going to accept so that you can work that into love? And list off those things. Just have a little jam session on you. Just for a moment. And it's not about ego. It's not that. When we're in rest and digest mode, parasympathetic, and we are tuned in, that is not ego. Not at all. That's about lighting your candle so you can burn brighter for the world. Pausing and being is a beautiful thing. It can clear up everything. Be mindful in anything that you love to do. If you love to sail boats, be mindful when you're in that practice. If you love to walk your animal friend or play with your animal friend, be mindful inside that practice. Be mindful in anything and everything that you do. Be present and in the moment. And you will soar energy and vitality wise. All right, so how do we do this? How do we remind ourselves to do this? We set an alarm. You set your handy little phone alarm, and you set it for, you do it when you in the mornings. You want a nice mindful practice when you wake up in the morning to set the tone. Then about 9 or 10 a.m., then set it again for about 1, then set it again for 4 or 5, and have little just 3 to 5 minute mindful session, awareness session, or when that alarm goes off, go, okay, I need to take the breath, pause, take a breath, loud exhale, shift my gears here, get into the belly breath, then be mindful with whatever it is that you're working on in the moment. We have to train ourselves, y'all, because our mind has been doing things in a fast way for decades, for some of us. So we want to shift, and that takes practice. So it's just practice, 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 practice. Also remember, there's a beautiful book that says, and in the title, I believe, is "No matter where you go, there you are." So if you're living in a fast-paced world because you're trying to get away from you, you are still going to be there. You're still going to be present inside that, meaning you're attending it. You're not present. You're not in awareness, but you're still there. So attend to yourself inside these awareness practices, and you will gain more time and feel more vitality than you've ever felt before. Beautiful. I am so happy you have been with me today. I am going to say farewell. If you have any questions on this practice of mindfulness, please reach out to me, and you can discover so much for yourself inside that when you just take a time, set that alarm and take the time. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Ashley's Heart Song. I look forward to seeing you next time. See you then.